Hello, and hola. Welcome to the latest, greatest edition of What Did I Miss with my dear, sweet friends, Paige and Game. Game? Is your name Game?
Yeah, Game.
Honestly,
yeah.
we're leaving that because I like it. Game is a
Incredible
better
start.
name than Gabe, if we're being honest. So his name is Gabe. I will now start calling him Game. We are coming on the heels of a less than mediocre as far as entertainment wise NBA playoff weekend, like the conference finals that have bored me to tears and have led me to watching other television shows when I would never do that normally. So yeah, I guess we could start talking about that. The only good news is that my November bet on the Warriors is looking real damn
Whoa,
good.
hold on.
And my Celtics bet is
Hold
looking
on.
like
It's
kind
Hold
of
on.
Beadle.
Game here interrupting.
what?
You're just going right into this. You're just gonna start talking about a Warriors series and a bet you made and like their chances at winning and all. You're just
I'm
gonna
obsessed.
blow right
Sports
past
podcast, Gabe.
what you did this past weekend. Like
Oh.
we didn't all see.
Because I was social.
Not just social, Beadle. I mean,
You got the right stuff, baby. Yeah, that's right. I got Rick rolled. I got all kinds of things. Yes, no, okay, so you want me to Kelly Ripa, where I tell you about all my fascinating things that I did? No, I just
Yes.
Yeah.
my dear sweet
In this
friend
case,
LP
we
was
do.
here because he's moving here. He's moving here. Yeah, so it's New Kids on the Block. I've had these tickets forever, which I always laugh because I'm not a person who asks for tickets. I hate asking for tickets. So I try to buy the best things I can get. And then when people offer, you're like, I'm good, but I would, whatever. So we went to New Kids on the Block. It's New Kids, Salt and Pepper minus Peppa, and Rick Astley and En Vogue. And it was just, it's my like sixth New Kids concert in probably the last, I don't know, 6 years minus the 2 that we lost. So it is, I never have more fun. I dance my ass off, you never sit down, you sing every single song. It's just a crowd of like tens of thousands of people just like me, but not just like me because some of them are jerks. We got Karen'd like 6 times. That was hilarious. But yeah, it was I love, like, social media is good for a couple things, right? Self-promotion. Yes, people love it for that. And you become friends with people you would normally probably never run across over the years. And in this case, like Donnie Wahlberg and Danny Wood, like 14-year-old me was obsessed. And 46-year-old me is like, oh, this is cool. We're just sitting backstage talking about sports. And the Bob Cousy argument happened, and I showed myself out of that one. That was an LZ production. I'm not here for Bob Cousy conversation.
Wait.
But it was the most
What
fun.
do you mean
And
the Bob Cousy
you gotta
argument
go.
happened?
They're headed west. Because somehow, well, they're big Celtics, Boston sports fans. It started when we were ripping Miami sports fans as being one of the shittier fan bases as far as like fickle and showing up. And then that turned into somehow JJ Redick, Bob Cousy redo. And like, it was like an hour-long conversation about it. I'm like, and then it turned into just some weird stuff. But yeah, and then it turned into Antoine Walker slander, which was not being had. Yeah, it was just weird. It was just weird. It was all your normal pre-concert combo.
Sure.
Obviously. But I love it. And I love every single song, and I'll never stop loving any of it. And it's my happy place. So happy to go to concerts again.
All right. See why I ground this show.
Why does your face look like that?
Well, I ground the show to a screeching halt because there actually is some sports buried beneath all of this. You debated how good Bob Cousy was with the New Kids on the Block backstage while like Rick Astley was playing. Like, how you can't expect us to not stop for that.
No.
What?
No, it was before the concert starts, and it was just 2 New Kids. It was just Danny and Donnie, and it was because the Celtics were playing that night. So the joke was when they do costume changes, they like check on the scores, blah, blah, blah. Then it turns into that. Then I don't know how Tim Duncan got slandered for a half second, but I wasn't having that because that's the house that Timmy built. So it turned into like this whole, it was just a big old basketball conversation. They're sports people, like they're super fans. So, and they were missing the Celtics game because they were working. So obviously we talk sports. Guys, I'm always working. Okay, I'm always.
That's what I'm saying.
Doing the craft.
You should have just recorded that, and that could have been our show today.
No, because then I'm that person. I wish I had like zero self-awareness that way, because those people get ahead way faster when they're just like, everything for the work. But
we can work on that.
We're never going to work on that.
So are you saying that the New Kids on the Block have no pre-show warm-up or ritual? They're just in there shooting the shit about Bob Cousy until someone's like, guys, we need you. And they're like, hey, Beads, hold that point. And they run out there.
3, 2, 1. No. No, they do. We probably left with, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes before the concert. So I think they stretch and stuff because it's a very active concert. Like there's a lot of dancing. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of pelvic thrusting. There's just a lot going on. There's generations of girls in the crowd, the my agers and down. So it's pretty fun. It's like, no, they definitely do something because otherwise, I mean, my goodness, we're old now. You can't just pelvic thrust for 3 hours without warming up. Throw something out. Paige, what now? Paige, do you want to get fired?
No,
before we
I have nothing to say.
Nothing
to say. I really don't.
I
hear myself that I didn't recognize Donnie Wahlberg.
I know you didn't.
That was genuine. And Gabe tried to get mad and say, don't make this an age thing. And it's really not. It's just that I don't know anyone before 2000.
He's also 99. On Blue Bloods on CBS, and that's current. So I don't want to hear it.
I don't watch that either.
Neither do I. But still, I know it. I know it exists. And so he's doing shit. Like I can get it. Some of the other guys. Well, hey, that's half the battle. Do you know his name because of Mark Wahlberg, or do you know it because of Donnie Wahlberg? Or
I think Mark. Or just generally I know the Wahlbergs, but that's it.
I hate this country.
Look, I didn't have to bring this up. I just wanted to come clean.
I'm happy that you're feeling comfortable. What?
Do you think, Paige, you are aging everyone, but if in a few years, let's say NSYNC gets back together, starts touring, you decide to go with some other sports commentator friend of yours, and you're backstage, and now you're debating Steph Curry, with Lance Bass or somebody. And that's all happening. I foresee
this happening.
Yeah. Obviously.
And then some person you work with is like, who? Who is that? And you're like, huh? You don't know who NSYNC is or the Backstreet Boys are? And they're like, oh, I guess I just don't know anyone from before 2010 or something. Aren't you going to be irritated with that person?
Hella.
I won't love it. But I just, I wanted to I want to be honest. I don't know.
You're going to lose
I'm
respect,
sorry.
Paige. What's going to happen is you're going to look at that person and you're going to lose respect for them. And you're going to not want to hang around them ever again.
I asked in a respectful way, okay?
Did you?
I genuinely wanted to know who it was.
God, it's like you and my mom. You're basically the same person. It's out of control. Who's that? Don't know. Doesn't matter. All I know is that these little stupid things that are going viral right now, where people that are born in 2003 or 1998 play a bunch of songs from the 80s and 90s and see how many they know. Guess what? No one's impressed because we know songs from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the aughts, and the nows. And yet, you don't see me walking around bragging about it. Sorry that I know a lot of stuff.
This happens every generation, every year. But this will never stop happening. But I think
the one behind us is dumber than the usual. I really do. And is that yours? Is that your generation? I'm not sure how it works, the math.
No.
But yeah, look, Gabe's shaking his head. Gabe and I are of the same.
Yeah,
the same cloth.
The people, everyone younger than me is an idiot and has no references and doesn't know anything. Okay. And here's the thing. We're just going to skip right over you people.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm training my children the right way. So I drive to school and I play them the Dazed and Confused soundtrack. So now they know music from 1965 to 1980. They're good, man. I've been playing them ZZ Top, Tush.
Does that have Steelers Wheel on it?
Steelers Wheel, you're thinking of Reservoir Dogs, the other classic soundtrack of the day.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, no, Tush, ZZ Top. It's the best thing you'll ever see a kid listen to.
Nice.
They think, I'm just looking for some Tush.
I might want to play that next to see what I got. Anywho, that's the music portion of today's podcast because the basketball sucked. No, I think you're doing a good job, Gabe. I'm learning that I don't like this young group of people. I think they don't want to work. I think they're entitled.
Oh my!
I think
are
they
you
keep
Kim
watching
K-ing us right now?
No, Kim K is the ground zero of this issue. That's the irony of when she said what she said. No one's taking her seriously. You're the reason why these idiots think they should be famous for no reason and be rich for no reason. I don't want to go to work because I'm just waiting on my Instagram to kick in so I can be an influencer. Shut the fuck up. Go wait tables like every other goddamn person does. Make a little bit of money, pay some taxes, figure out what life's all about, and shut the hell up. Only 10% of like 8 billion people are going to be kind of famous in their lives. So I need everybody else to put their phones down, concentrate, and just be. And it's just pissing me off. If I could tell you some stories about these idiots around these parts.
All right. How do we get off?
I'll tell you how.
Is that a new podcast? I'll do it.
You know who's not part of our generation? Luka Doncic. Nice player, decent guy.
There are we. Good.
But he's an old soul. He's an old soul.
You think so?
Yeah. What's his deal? I think he's young and old. There are parts of him that are flashbacks to the mentalities and the sort of temperament of old, but then you're reminded that he's 23 at times, and you're like, yes. What I hate about this is that I do believe he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, but it is what it is. I mean, the Warriors are just a far superior team. I think Jason Kidd said it best. He's like, we weren't supposed to be here. None of y'all had us here. We're all supposed to be on vacation. It's a learning experience, and I don't want them to be swept. That's all. For me, conference finals ending in sweeps, that it's just so anticlimactic, and it's boring for the fans. And I'm hoping they pull this one out tonight, and maybe we at least, and then we move on, because the Warriors are very obviously moving on, going to the finals. Ching ching.
Yeah, so you made that bet, right?
Called it.
You bet on both, right?
I made it in November because I'm some sort of a witch. Yeah. Feel pretty
then
good.
Then you also bet on the Celtics, right?
I did that like 2-3 weeks ago because I was like, all right, out of the East, I think that's what's going to happen. And I said it on the podcast with Harper and Morales, even though they both mocked me when I said it. So I guess we'll be having them back on probably pretty quickly.
Well, Zach actually will be back with us on the 14th.
Well, good. I will find some Celtics gear and I'll put it all behind me. Actually, you know what? I'll just move to the green shoe section and then maybe the point will get across. That'll probably be fine. Tell me, you guys aren't possibly entertained by these games, right? Like it just sucks.
No, and I want nothing more than to be entertained. I love NBA playoff basketball.
Me too.
And it's just like not fun.
It's not working. Gabe, are you even watching it all?
No, I've been turning it on, hoping for a game that I can get into in the third and fourth quarter. I'm never going to watch the full game, but I want to watch the second half, and it's never been close enough to try, so I'm just catching up on Barry, watching Under the Banner of Heaven, all the shows we previewed for people a few weeks ago. I can't watch 20-point blowouts with teams I don't care about.
No. And what's different about it, yes, I realized the Celtics were down the other night big and sort of made a comeback. But like last night, for example, there was no shot at a comeback. I actually went back and watched the 2 episodes of The Offer that I hadn't seen yet. So it's not fun. Normally, like these blowouts kind of can have some sort of an interesting ending, but didn't even have that. So let's just hope for everyone's sake that tonight we get something. Just something that we can watch the full 4 quarters on. Cross your fingers. I know Charles Barkley wants to go on vacation ASAP, but let's just get one more. One more, boys. Ting, ting, ting. Anyways, we did have F1. Who watched?
I watched the end.
Okay, that counts. Gabe, how much did you watch? All of it?
I watched No Charles Leclerc.
Oh, that was good.
That was actually really good. You've been practicing that. Well, he didn't win at all, and that's because Drake bet on him. So I'm going to go ahead and call that the Drake curse kicking in. Drake made his first F1 bet this weekend, apparently. Decided to put $300,000 on Leclerc, and that did not. He lost power, didn't even finish. Like, it's a whole thing. So the Drake curse is live. It is happening, and it's now spreading internationally. So we got that going for us. But Verstappen wins. Red Bull's making a comeback, baby. Well, actually, they're already ahead, but still.
What did you think about the letting Verstappen win?
Well.
For us, yeah.
Unfortunately, that is what we've sort of witnessed with years past with Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. It's the strategy of the game. Personally, as a person who's competitive, I hate it. Even if you are my teammate, I'm still competing against you as well. And so I would not be good. I wouldn't be able to play along with that. So it sucks. And he's right. It was unfair, but He got second. Podium was lit up by Red Bull. Is what it is. And this week we have Monaco, one of the holy grails of F1 racing. A place that's on my bucket list for sure. You know, maybe Athletic will send us there. All expenses paid. What do we think?
The city is on your bucket list, or the race?
Likely.
No, the race. I've been to the city, but this was way before I even sniffed F1. Now I want to go. I want to go on an F1 tour.
Like be on one of the boats.
Yeah. I want to do all of it. I want to do it big, and then make like a month out of it or something. Obviously, someday. Keep playing that lotto, girl. Please keep playing that lotto. But yeah, I think it would be fun. And I'm just the key is to get somebody to pay for it. If we can get somebody to pay for it, we just go. That's winning. So that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, it was a good weekend. It was a great weekend. But the sports of it, that's all I got.
I just don't feel like we're doing enough acknowledgement of the fact that your weekend involved an argument about Bob Cousy with Elsie Granderson and Donnie Wahlberg. I don't think that that's been hammered home enough, and the audience probably is still scratching their heads about that.
I mean, did not everybody have that same argument this weekend?
But
with
Bob Cousy, of all people.
I feel like that's normal. Because it was like, for some reason, the joke came up again, and then we relived the JJ Redick of it all, and then we relived the Bob Cousy 2 week later response, and then we took a deep dive into Celtics lore. Then it came, somehow Tim Duncan got dragged into it, but then we removed him because I was like, we're not doing that here, and not in this building. And then for some reason, Antoine Walker got crushed. And that was like, okay, I don't know what's happening here. It was just a crazy, I just like people that are sports fans that do other things. Like for me, it's always fun to sort of listen to those arguments and discussions. And LZ was all about it because LZ will argue and have conversations with a tree. So all in. He was all in. And it was good. It was fun to listen to him. Had some red wine. Danced our asses off. Felt like I was 15 again. Except for when I was 15, I had shitty seats. Thanks, Dad.
Come on, Bob.
It is what it is. I worked my whole life just so I could buy nice seats to things. That was the whole point. All right, I guess we can take a break, yeah? Take a break, because I definitely missed some stuff. I always miss some stuff, but I really think I missed some stuff this time. So we will be right back. With spring in the air, it's a time of renewal and growth, personally and professionally. As your small business grows, LinkedIn Jobs is here to make it easier to find the people you want to talk to faster and for free. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Then add your job in the purple #hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile and spread the word that you're hiring so your network can help you find the right people to hire. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Beadle. That's linkedin.com/Beadle to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. We're back. Time for a little what else did we all miss? And I know there's some. Paige, you want to start?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Thanks.
Great. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so something we didn't talk about earlier with the trash games was that the Mavs bench keeps getting fined. I don't know if you saw that, but
they do.
For various violations. And it appears, this is probably one of my favorites, that before Game 3, Theo Pinson was asked by a ref, and they actually have this from the ref who was mic'd up saying, "Hey man, do me a favor. Can you change shirts?" And Theo's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Well, you're the same." He's wearing a white shirt and the Warriors are in white. He's like, "Can you change it? I'll even pay for it," whatever. And he's like, "Yeah, sure, yeah. Except he doesn't change it. And so they get fined for, quote, distracting opponents in an unsportsmanlike manner during game action. He had his hand up and Steph did throw him the ball. So.
Well, whose fault is that? So I can't wear a white First of all, he wore a white t-shirt. It had sleeves, had short sleeves. Yeah. They were wearing white jerseys, with the exception of Kevon Looney, who always wears a shirt underneath. So, that's not a distracting thing. That's a Steph problem. By the way, this is my only pet peeve.
Okay.
I have a hard time accepting fining the Mavs bench, and yet half of every game is us watching Draymond Green bark at refs for seconds and seconds and seconds after every single play, and like nothing happens there. So it's kind of a joke. I'm not worried. Mark Cuban's got the money, but like that's ridiculous. A white T-shirt. I mean, what's more just vanilla than just wearing a white T-shirt? That's it.
I mean, literally everyone else on the bench was wearing blue, so I see the ref's point. I also think it's like kind of a petty, funny thing to do.
I mean, but do you think he did it on purpose? Because I don't. No.
Absolutely.
You think Theo Pinson woke up and went, haha, yes. I got an idea? No.
Yes, I think they're feeding into like the bench villain vibes. The other thing that made me laugh that they were fined for, they're fined $100,000, by the way, so not nothing.
I mean, good Lord.
For extended standing.
What? Is that a rule?
Yes. It's less of like, it's like decorum rules, but I think the NBA is just like, please stop.
That's stupid. And not to mention the fact that like I'm sorry, we need to help the Warriors here. We need to give them as many breaks as possible. Like, this is ridiculous. It's the bench. If the Warriors are distracted by that, which I don't think they are, clearly, then it's just dumb. Let them stand, for God's sake. Some of those kids will never see the light of day on that court.
Counterpoint, what if you paid like $1 bajillion to sit in the first or second row, and now you've got 8 7-footers standing in front of you in loud T-shirts? Yeah.
Excessively standing.
T-shirts. Well, I mean, look, that's why I would never buy a seat behind the bench. You always get the seat next to the bench. This is just sitting 101.
Do you hear that?
That's
listeners?
A you problem. But yeah,
don't sit behind the bench. Sit next to the bench.
If you're going to spend $20,000 on something, do it next to the bench, not behind the bench. Duh. Yeah, that's why. Whiny. It's $100,000 is not a joke, by the way. You're right. That's not.
Cuban's been picking up the tab, though, right?
Whatever.
Isn't this like one of those loopholes where he can actually pay for it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he pays.
He's the most fined person in NBA history, player, owner, or otherwise.
God, I love that. I think that's a hell of a good title to have, to be honest.
I agree.
I like that.
Agree.
Yeah, I think
for him.
if you're gonna be a rich a-hole owner, you might as well also be like number one at being that. That makes sense.
I would just carry my checkbook around and be like, "You're a dick, write a check. You're a dick, write a check." Like just fun. If I had that kind of money, I'd be the worst person in the whole wide world. Yeah, constantly like, "Meh, meh, meh, meh." Oh, is that a fine?
20,000,
cool.
30,000.
How about 50,000? And I call your mom a whore. Check, ding. Come all in. Okay. Anyways, we've established we're mature. And we probably shouldn't have money.
I like the idea of that being the case, but Cuban actually hires a person to walk next to him holding the checkbook, so he doesn't even have to slow down. He can just be like, pew, 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 and then just give that person a look, like write another one, send it, Venmo him, just hit him with some cash.
And this person's just constantly like, oh, I'd love it. I would be the worst billionaire ever. It would be so much fun. Oh, what a waste on some of these people. Oh God, do we have NFL news? Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
this the NFL.
Speaking of following around some billionaires, so Hard Knocks, always a good look into the owner and front office group of a team. So this year in the preseason, well, not only will we have my daughter Poppy yelling in the background.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We will be treated to the Detroit Lions.
Top?
Yeah, the Detroit Lions will be the team featured in the preseason of the traditional Hard Knocks, and then in season, we're going to get an up-close look at something nobody asked for, the Arizona Cardinals. The only thing that I could see being interesting about this is the whole, Cliff Kingsbury behind the scenes. Here's the thing, ladies. We're going to see he's a 6 at best.
Oh, snap! That's the hottest take of the month. A 6 at best.
At absolute best.
Is he a sunglasses guy for you?
It's like definitely
sunglasses off.
Guy.
Okay, I remember this.
A 6. You know what? It depends on. Well, let me ask you this, Gabe, so I can get a sort of a gauge on your barometer here. Who's a 10 in your opinion?
In the
9,
NFL?
10.
No, well, yeah, just in general, so I can kind of know what I'm going up against here.
Well, okay.
Like, is Chris Hemsworth to you a 10?
Hemsworth is peak man at this point in life. I'd say peak Robert Redford, maybe even better, but right now today, Hemsworth.
Oh.
Okay. So Kingsbury's a 6
at best.
I mean, I could see that. And to Paige's comment, yes, he's like there are so many women. Close your ears, not feminist take. There's so many women that are just blatant hair traps, right? Like, I'm not going to name any, but we definitely know, we all know one for sure. And it's like, yeah, they're not the worst looking person, but without the hair, you're not even looking twice. And I've always made that argument. There's actors that are that, and there's people that we know that are that. It's a hair trap, and maybe a sunglass trap, or there's also the baseball cap trap. That's another thing.
Hat fishing.
Yeah, hat fishing is a thing as well, because you're like, wow, you're super hot, and then you're like, no, you're not. What happened? But a 6 seems a little low to me. I don't know. We'll see. If they're not going to show his like extracurricular sort of Instagram model dating life, then I'm not watching. Then I don't give a shit. But I want to see some good
Hear
stuff.
that, HBO?
Yeah, HBO. Nobody cares about X's and O's or some slow montage workout film. I want to see Instagram hoes and what happens afterwards on days off. Otherwise, count me off. I got shit to watch.
We basically want The Bachelor.
Yeah, we want The Bachelor, but a little more sexual.
And I'm saying you're not going to get it because behind the scenes,
6.
Cliff Kingsbury is a dork who's a 6 on his best day. There's no Instagram models around. He's just a guy who bought some cool sunglasses a decade ago, and we've been living off that image for the whole time.
Oh, I beg to differ. I don't think he's not doing stuff. And I don't think he's a nerd. Do I think he loves football? Yada, yada. Sure, fine, whatever. But I know for a fact that dude lives.
Oh.
Spill the tea.
I ain't getting in it any more than that. Nope, I'm not doing it.
Spill the tea.
Nope, not doing it. That's off there.
Okay.
Not me though. I'll just say it has nothing to do with me. I do not have a good sexy story about that. But I don't think he's like a nerd. I think he lives his life, and I think he dates a specific type of human, which in and of itself is interesting for television. I'm never going to watch it. It doesn't matter. All right. What else? A 6.
Okay. So last night during during the blowout, we needed other things to focus on. And the new Marvel trailer, Marvel trailer dropped, which was our first look at Natalie Portman as Jane and Christian Bale as a villain. The first reactions, are you excited? Directed by Taika Waititi.
Oh, 1000%. It might be Top Gun might be the first movie that gets me to break my years-long theater ban. But Thor for sure, because I would like to see that on the big screen. Yeah, I didn't realize Christian Bale was the villain, so I was feeding the dogs and legitimately like just stopped feeding them at mid and was like watching the trailer going, oh, Christian Bale's the villain. So I love it. I think Taika Waititi's humor is perfect. So for me, the Ragnarok was an amazing film, and I'm all in on this one as well. And Natalie Portman is Jack. Is that real? Is that really her? Just so everyone knows, we're looking at a leaked photo from set for a while ago. I think the angle of it makes her look particularly jacked, but like it looks photoshopped. She's so jacked. I'm just saying.
She's jacked.
Yeah,
she's jacked.
Should we all get jacked?
I don't know if I want to be that jacked. I kind of want to be half jacked.
Okay. So yeah, I'm half jacked.
I got a few thoughts here. First of all, I still don't know exactly what you were saying with the hair trap or whatever the last segment, but I just want to say Natalie Portman, yes, at all times, with hair, without hair, any of the ways.
Always. Can get it.
We've seen her without hair. Still stunning.
Total winner.
Stunning.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, total winner. No, but Gabe, you know what a hair trap is. You've never been out. You've like a lot of times it's blonde for some reason because that's an attention grabber.
Like
so you'll see like, no, it's not an attack, asshole. You're adorable, but you're still fired, so I don't want to hear it. No, you'll see like a hot chick or you think it's a hot chick. She's got like this long hair, da-da-da. And then she turns around and you're like, oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be. Like that. That's what like a sunglass and a hat trap is for a dude.
I don't objectify women, so that would never happen.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm talking to the wrong.
But
well, I prefaced it with an unfeminist take.
We support women's rights and their wrongs. Okay.
Thank you. That is what being a feminist is all about. Thank you, Paige.
Can I?
All right, Natalie Portman's Jack.
Can I throw my only real reaction to this out there? Because I normally, as you guys know, I don't watch trailers. I refuse to. I figure out the whole movie. I'm too smart for trailers. So with this one, I wondered, is Christian Bale aware of which movie he's in? I feel like he's completely out of sync with the whole rest of this movie and this cast.
What do you mean? Why? Because you don't like the character?
It's like so dark and scary and creepy and Christian Bale like on an island, and then everything else is light and fun and good looking. He's just completely out of sync.
That's why I like it. Look, Jojo Rabbit was a movie about the worst shit ever in history, and yet I laughed, I cried, I did everything. Like, it was the perfect film. Yeah. It's Taika Waititi is like, he knows what he's doing.
Knows how to thread the needle.
He's going to get... By the way, I had only seen the first Natalie Portman shot, the one in the t-shirt. I am now scrolling down to the one from the set that Jerome posted for us. No, she's 100% jacked. Dude, those are some arms.
Gun show.
Gun show for real. All right, well, I'm motivated. I'm going to do some push-ups in a minute, I guess. Damn! By the way, you should watch the trailer, Gabe. These are good trailers.
I did. It was awesome.
I don't think it gives it away. And also, it's the Marvel movie. Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't give it away at all. It's at all. All right, what else you got? Wait, who's that, Paige?
Gabe.
Oh, I think I'll go. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was next. Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard's passing on the Lakers job, reportedly.
Good job, buddy.
I have no idea why. That would be awesome. He's doing a great job at Michigan. I think he wants to stay and coach his...
You don't know why?
He doesn't want to be around that mess, I suppose, would be your take. But I think it's actually that he wants to coach his son or sons, and he's having a great run at Michigan. So, Beadle, who's going to be the Lakers coach?
How about I answer that with a question? Who cares? How about that? That's a question for you. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Unless they make a bunch of changes on the roster itself, you could literally put me in there to coach or the greatest coach of all time, and the results are going to be exactly the same. It's going to be garbage, just like the last one. It's going to be another clown show, part 2. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. And it is funny to me that, like, this is going to go on for a while. I mean, I don't...
It's going to be Jerry Buss's ghost.
Ooh!
At this point.
I don't hate it.
Why not? Who says no? Who says no to Jerry Buss's ghost?
Exactly. I'm just saying, Gabe, do you have... By the way, you're a quote-unquote Lakers fan. Bullshit. But anyways, who do you think it's going to be?
I think what we do is we just overpay Popovich and make him leave San Antonio. You said the greatest coach of all time.
Shit!
He comes and wins an extra ring with LeBron. Take that.
Over my rotting corpse.
Yeah, well...
I will literally... You think that lady that glued herself to the court was interesting? Oh, you see what I do if shit like that goes down. All right? You have not seen a protest like what I'll come up with. Just the idea of Greg Popovich even sniffing that purple and gold bullshit is just... It hurts my heart. It's disgusting. I don't even like to think about it. It's like the person you love most in the world cheating on you with your worst enemy of all time. No. 0 chance. But anywho, that was a good guess.
So not Greg Popovich.
No one wants
Got
this.
it.
Shoot. So not Greg Popovich. Absolutely not. You want to take part of the branches, the tree? Fine. But not Greg Popovich. No way. Okay.
Not the trunk.
Not the trunk.
Sorry. Okay, we're going to skip a few for time here, so I'm going to skip to the end. So SNL ended its 47th season on Saturday, and we said goodbye to 4 cast members. Very sad.
5!
Kate McKinnon, who we love. 5.
Michael Che's gone too.
Oh my God, Michael Che. I'm so sorry, Michael Che.
I know.
Kate McKinnon, A.D. Bryant, Pete Davidson, Kyle Mooney, Michael.
Damn, that's a lot.
That's a lot, and they all had really long tenures. But got us thinking, who's in your top 5 SNL cast members ever?
Gosh. Okay, Will Ferrell, Tina Fey.
Correct.
For sure.
Correct.
Then I think I kind of might want to go old school. Although Kate McKinnon, man, when it's all said and done and we look back like 10 more years from now, like she did everything. But I feel like the Will Ferrell years made me laugh really hard. Like I love Bill Hader, but then I want to go to like, oh, shut up, Jane, you ignorant slut. Like those years were good too. So I don't know. 5 is hard.
I mean, you just named 5. That's pretty good.
And yet you left out.
And let's not forget, Eddie Murphy was there for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, and you left out the number 1 and number 2 in your rattling off names. You did not say Adam Sandler or Chris Farley.
Oh my God, Chris Farley, 100. Not Adam Sandler is obviously great, but I think he's greater off of SNL. Like I think he's done more cool things off of SNL. But Chris Farley, my good, Down by the River, Chippendales, like those were all iconic. You're right. No, Chris Farley's 100% on my top 5. Yeah.
You also left out
I
Mike Myers, Dana
Sandberg
Carvey.
For me.
Sorry, Paige.
Dana Carvey.
This is a little before Paige doesn't know people before 2000, but Mike Myers, Dana Carvey, Phil Hartman.
Oh, sorry, Paige. Phil Hartman. Dude, I'm telling you, 5 is tough. Because they've had some drought years, sure. And then they've had some really good humans that have come and gone through that thing. But 5 people off this cast is a lot. But I'm going to miss Michael Che, and I'm 100% going to miss Kate McKinnon. Kyle Mooney was starting to really, I thought, come into his own, and now he's gone. So it's kind of weird, but we'll see. We'll see. Pete Davidson, I'll never get. And that's fine. I'm not supposed to. That's what I've established. I just don't get it. I guess he's going to become a movie star now. Is that the plan?
Well, now he can be on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Sweet Jesus. No, let's take a break so I can just puke. Taking a break. We'll be back. What are you watching tonight? With Sling TV, there's a world of entertainment at your fingertips. The only question is, what will you choose? Sports? Yep. Sling has live sports, college and professional basketball and football, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, racing, and more. But let's say you're more of a reality TV person. With Sling, you can get your daily dose of gossip with the hottest reality shows on channels like TLC, Bravo, MTV, and more. Or maybe you're looking for breaking news. Stream live broadcasts from MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, and other popular channels with Sling. There's also thousands of movies and shows on demand that you can pick from. Me? I just like to put a channel on Comedy Central, HGTV, let it ride for days. There's no end to the entertainment you'll find on Sling. It's easy to set up, easy to use, and you can stream on any device and record up to 50 hours with included DVR space. Check out sling.com for special offers. Sling, the live TV you love for a price you'll love. Try us today. Welcome back. We're about to wrap things up, but we apparently have like voicemails and text galore, which is I'm so honored. But we're going to start things off with a voicemail from a child. Is this right?
An actual child, yeah.
Hi, Beadle. My mom loves your podcast. I'm not allowed to listen, and she thinks her voice sounds awful because she's had a stuffy nose since theater fever. Shout out San Antonio. So, Paige, your audio was great also. Did Beadle and Gabe punk you, and are you planning to get them back? Bye. She loves the show.
Oh, Paige, you totally paid this child to call in on your behalf. What? That's adorable, by the way. Cedar Fever, shout out San Antonio. That's yes, definitely. Paige, why are people siding with you? Are they not getting... What's happening?
So great news. We got a lot of texts and voicemails that really were in support of me because I did not have a great week last week. So thank you to everyone who wrote in and called in with your support. It means a lot. It means a lot. You can tell that the bullying hasn't stopped based on today's episode as well. But yeah, it's great. For example, let's read this text. Tell the boss and Gabe that your audience could hear you perfectly all episode today. This is from last week. The dynamic of 3 at times will have 2 team up against 1. And this is my favorite. Your day with beads against Gabe will come. A loss, and then he goes in, obviously there's a terrible story last week, but a loss and a no-hitter has only happened 5 times in history. Good stuff. So, podcast entertaining, keep up the good work. Thank you to this person, again, for writing in. So
Okay.
Wait. Okay.
Paige, I think these people are your friends.
Yeah. Paige, what do you just
I have 5.
People text you about like work stuff and you're like, hey, you know what? Could you just do me a quick favor here and just fire off these words?
That's right.
Well, get a hold of yourself. Here's what you do.
I actually just have a group text.
Yeah?
Just garbage.
I have a group text with our phone number, and I just add people to that, and I'm like, hey, can you just drop in something good for the pod?
It's actually smart.
It's genius.
But if you think this is going to save you from getting fired, you're absolutely incorrect.
Look, will she live to see another day? Tune in on Thursday to find out.
There you go. That's the
okay,
tease.
very last thing, because we do need to go, but I do think it's important. Last week we had a debate about eyes versus legs.
We did.
Storming the internet. And someone wrote in and said eyes, all caps. So the reason why is that the ocean, and there are tons of insects with a lot of eyes. So they say, so a dragonfly has something like 28,000 eyes. So yes, I'm going with eyes. However, producer Kara fact checked this and found out that dragonflies have 2 large compound eyes, each with 1,000 lenses.
Ooh,
and 3 eyes with simple lenses.
Technicality.
So it's actually not as many eyes as you think, Texter. But thanks for chiming in.
Dragonflies have all that crap? They're like this, they're like slivers. How do they have all this crap on them? I gotta catch one and look at it.
We should get a scientist on. I don't know.
We do need a scientist on here for a variety of reasons, quite frankly. But yeah, the ocean for sure. To me, when we figured out ocean, that was it for me. That was all eyes.
Yeah, fish. Fish blew my mind.
Fish
We're
and fish.
Idiots.
God, I love that. We got it. Yeah, we need to put that poll to the world because I'd like to hear everybody else. Somebody's got to convince me otherwise.
Can I try one on the fly?
What?
Here goes. This just made me think of it.
Oh God.
Wings or teeth?
Okay.
Oh.
Because most birds,
100%.
I don't know of any birds that have teeth, but there's a lot of teeth out there.
What?
Yes, you do.
Birds have teeth.
Birds don't have friggin'
Don't
teeth.
they? How does
For
the
sure.
eagle eat?
They have beaks and talons.
What does a hawk
Some
do?
have
Just
teeth.
tear it apart and then.
Birds don't have teeth.
But how do
I
they
think
chew?
They have teeth.
What? No.
So how do they chew?
Maybe pre-2000 birds
Do
didn't
they
have
just
teeth.
swallow food whole?
Yes. That's why they have undigested stuff.
Yeah, but okay. But they
I'm
have
way
like
off. Birds don't have teeth.
No.
Literally.
Like,
every
one
search
bird has to
result
have a
is just
tooth.
like birds don't
They
have
have
teeth.
fucking teeth,
they
you
swallow their
idiot.
food whole. Oh, their gizzard is
Oh
what
my
grinds
God.
it up. No, you know what? I'm spending the rest of the day finding one bird that has a tooth. That's my goal. One bird exists with a tooth.
They were called dinosaurs, and they don't exist
sort of weird
anymore.
bird, like maybe in
birds don't
Australia.
have teeth.
Called pterodactyls. No, I can't. I'm not. No,
Believe that.
I'm not here for this. Agree to disagree. I think there's a bird with a tooth
We're
somewhere
gonna
in the
find
world.
one.
Hey, if you're listening, the number is 631-397-0403. Get back at us with what bird has a tooth, at least one tooth. That's all we need for the argument
Just
to be
fine.
squashed. That's going to do it for us. We did it. We did it, you guys. That's another $7 million in the bank. Cha-ching!
Who's getting that?
Podcast. We'll be back. We'll be back sooner than you probably want. We'll see you guys then. Bye.